If you're watching this video, it's because whoever invited you to see it recently found out about a way to earn same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money. So, if a person would want to earn at that rate part time based on 7 to 10 hours a week, all they would have to do is three things. Can I share with you what they are? Number one, don't change, just be themselves. Just share good news with good people like we normally do. Number two, that means a person would get paid fast because a person who wants our product gets the product fast. So it's just a matter of how fast the person who provided it for them would want to get to the ATM or transfer the money to their bank account. And number three, all they would have to do is ask people a few simple questions that lead to 22 words that get an appointment with me 100% of the time, or a building contractor that was trained by me. And that's it, and that's all. Now, there are 5 reasons why people get involved with what we do. Number one, they dislike their current job. So they're looking for a career change with better income potential. Number two, they want to earn extra income. They love what they do, but a part time income would make a tremendous difference. Number three, they want financial education. They want to know how money works. They want same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money because their academic education, their scholastic education, their vocational education, and their occupational education is leading them to too much month at the end of the money, paycheck to paycheck, or paycheck behind paycheck. Number four, they love helping people. They believe in making a difference and helping others. And number five, they have a desire to own a business. They dream of having their own business, the type of business that operates without their direct effort so that they can live the type of lifestyle and they can take their dreams off hold and they don't have time and money dictating their decisions. So, can you see where most people would be interested in at least one of these areas? Of course. Notice we didn't say the reasons why people get involved have anything to do with the product of the business. This is where most people bog down this perpetual money making machine. It's like putting sand in the gears when you start talking features and functionality. These are benefits that people want. Nobody woke up this morning saying that I needed a video email, correct? Let's talk about 5 legitimate reasons that stop people from going into business for themselves and they have time and money dictating their decisions all their lives. Number one, they don't have capital. Let's face it, working 9 to 5 or doing sales typically does not produce enough income so that you can invest the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars that it takes to start a company, correct? Number two, they don't have the time. Let's face it, most people work 40, 60, 80 hours a week. And if you want to start a business, it's going to take about 40, 60, 80 hours to get that business to the point where it produces for you, right? Number three, nobody goes to school for business and finance. They go to school for academic, scholastic, vocational, but they don't learn about money. Number four is too much risk. Well, we know the Bureau of Labor Statistics say that about 95% of businesses at the 5 year mark go out of business. So they already see the handwriting on the wall. Fear of failure. Well, based on numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, you see how it adds up to 5? Well, guess what? If you're watching this video, you are going to see a way that our perpetual money making machine has removed the barriers to entry. Why? There's no big investment to get started. Less than 1% of the retail cost of starting a business. That's pretty much a no brainer, right? Two, don't have time? That's why you need us. Because you can start part time based on 7 to 10 hours a week, but earn 600 hours of income. Lack the knowledge? Good. We have a proven track record, a proven system that saves you stress, time, energy, and money of having to come up with your own blueprint that has created 1,000 millionaires in over 200 countries over the past 18 years. You will earn as you learn, while you learn as you earn. See, whoever shares this with you is not earning money because you spend money. They're earning money because you earned money. Too much risk? No problem. As a matter of fact, your value in the marketplace has just increased exponentially because you're watching this video and you're going to turn in an application if you haven't already. Fear of failure? Well, can you see how numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal 5? Here, there's no risk, but all reward. Now, everybody knows the barriers and risks of buying a franchise, such as running out of money to sustain it, also known as cash flow problems, and the inability to secure funding to start it, both of which are financial challenges that can lead to business failure. And everybody says there's always a chance the market might not respond favorably to the product or service you offered, issues at managing production, supply chain challenges, equipment failure, staffing problems, etc., right? And despite the strength of the franchise prototypes, I guess I was wrong, but nearly 52%, not 95%, 52% of all startups don't last past the 5 year mark, according to the US Bureau of Labor and Statistics. The 95% number, I was thinking about the amount of people that are either self employed or work a 9 to 5. That's 95%. So, in other words, if you strive to pursue entrepreneurship, our solution is definitely less risky than starting a business from scratch because you get to take charge of a proven business model with a track record of success. That's Talk Fusion. So, I want to welcome you to the world's first same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money, also known as the world's first instant pay compensation plan. Bob Rayner, my friend and the CEO of this company, is the creator of this compensation plan. So when you earn a commission, it'll be waiting for you in only 1 minute. You earned it, you got it. As Bob would say, we have right now bills. So guess when we need to get paid? Right now, by 5 different ways, one of which, number 3, pays another 6 different ways. That's 11 different ways to earn income. You think you might make some money here? Absolutely. Now, the earnings portrayed in this presentation are not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that a Talk Fusion promoter can or will earn through their participation in the compensation plan. These figures should not be considered as guarantees or projections of your actual earnings or profits. Any representation or guarantee of earnings would be misleading. Success with Talk Fusion results only from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, and leadership. Your success will depend on how effectively you exercise these qualities. Well, guess what? The person who invited you to see this is going to connect you with a building contractor that will do the hard work, the diligence, and the leadership. Your success will depend on how well you introduce people to a person who persistently, consistently, and frequently exercises these qualities. It's called leverage. You're going to be leveraging someone who does these things. Essentially, this person puts money in your pocket. He operates your perpetual money making machine. Let's move on. Now, Bob Rayner, my friend, this is what he told me. He said, Kelton, when I was a policeman, there's no way that on that salary I could have lived my dreams of giving $1 million to the Humane Society of Tampa Bay, $75,000 toward the construction of the Wendy Albano Feral Cat House, funded, not asked for funding, funded construction for a new orphanage in Indonesia, supplied new furniture for an orphanage in India, purchased many K9 unit German Shepherds, many for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Tampa, Florida, supplied 1,500 dog beds to the Hillsborough County Animal Services Department, and donated, not begged for donations, $250,000 to the Humane Society to help neglected and abused animals. He also said, Kelton, I want you to let people know that before I created Talk Fusion, I lived in an average neighborhood in an average house. I was a policeman for 10 years. That's my cop car in the driveway. And I drove a hoopty, that's it, in the garage. Pretty average neighborhood, right? There's no way on a policeman's salary I could have went from that to a mansion that I built from the ground up, to a speed yacht, docked at the Tampa Waterside Marriott Hotel, to not one but my second Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce Phantom, and being able to take my wife and kids on vacation wherever I want, whenever I want, as often as I want. Because guess what? Time and money no longer dictate my decisions. And because of that, the results from that were 1,000 millionaires, Kelton. So if you're watching this video, let's talk about how our perpetual money making machine works. So if you give your building contractor, such as myself, the input to put inside the machine, such as people who want more happiness, more time, and more freedom, if you dedicate an hour and a half a day to doing that, just introducing me to people, I'll assemble the machine for you. So if you give me 10 hours a week, the machine will produce 60 hours of income that I operate. So how many 60-hour teams do you want the machine to produce for you within the next month? Let's say 10 60-hour teams. I'm going to show you how simple it is to get 600 hours contributing to your income based on 10 when the machine launches the company. And this is what one of those teams would look like. You see that handsome guy in the top row, second column? I know that guy very, very well. Have a personal relationship with him, known as me. And you see this amount of people that are on this Zoom, 77, contributing 10 hours a week to my income. That's 770 hours, even though on the minimum I contribute 10 hours. Well, here we go again. About a week later, 453 people contributing to my income, even though I contribute a minimum of 10. So if that's 453 people contributing 10 hours a week, that's 4,530 hours, even though I contributed a minimum of 10. That's the perpetual money making machine at work. So let's say an ambitious person or a business person gets the product. How much would you want to earn when they get it? $50, $100, or $200? Okay, I know, Kelton, that's pretty much a no-brainer. $200. I was born at night, but not last night. For the same amount of time, for the same words, oh, I want the maximum amount of money for those words. I want the machine to operate at 93 octane, not 89 octane. Okay, I got you. So, some people say, well, what is it like? Well, if you Google what is LinkedIn, here's a smart description of it. LinkedIn is a business and employment oriented social network where professionals can connect, build, share, and find. What are we looking for? We're looking for just two people. LinkedIn has 24,000 employees. We don't need that many. We just need two people to get this machine running so it can produce 600 hours. Let's go on. Now, the way LinkedIn operates is like this. If you pay LinkedIn $70 a month, they will allow you to talk to these people. Okay. If you don't pay them, you can only talk to these people, the first degree connections that you know. So you can only go wide. But if you pay them, you can go deep. Now, LinkedIn only goes to 6 degrees of connections. Okay. So your first degree connection, if they're connected to their first degree connection, that makes them your second. And if your second degree connection, first degree connection, becomes your third degree connection, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the 6th degree. So we are just like LinkedIn, except the difference is there's no money being transferred because LinkedIn is not going to give you any of their money. There's no money being transferred, just people talking about making money, hoping to make money with their products and their services, physical products, some digital products. But our product and our business is a virtual, digital, global product. Let's go on. Now that you understand the structure and it's legitimized by what I just shared with you, let's talk about a high octane, high performance machine. So Bob built this high speed network with content that delivers like LinkedIn and even on LinkedIn. So let me share with you the numbers by the second way we get paid by this perpetual money making machine. You know how when you get to the gas pump, you got decisions to make, which are octane numbers, which are a critical factor in engine performance and fuel stability, right? Well, this is a high performance machine because the engine is a Lamborghini engine. So why would you put low octane or cheap gas in a high speed, no drag vehicle? So we need to put the right math in it, such as 93 octane. So let's say we fill up the tank over a 3-week time frame based on 8 3-day time frames. Okay. And we're going to use the two digits 2 and 8. Now, addition says 2 plus 8 is only 10, right? 2 minus 8 is negative 6. 2 multiplied by 8 is only 16. But what is 2 to the power of 8? Ladies and gentlemen, that question right there is powerful. Number one, most people don't calculate that in everyday life. They don't calculate it on their job. They don't calculate it in their finances unless they're financially educated. They're not taught that in school. 2 to the power 8 is simple. It's 2, define 2, which is 4, define 2, which is 8, define 2, which is 16, define 2, which is 32, define 2, which is 64, define 2, which is 128, which find 2, which is 256. 2 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same 2 digits. So if 256 people are contributing 10 hours a week to your income, that's 2,560 hours, even though you only contributed 10 hours. So what's better at the beginning of your 4th week of this machine running for you? The 40 to 60 to 80 hours you personally earn on now, or the 2,560 this machine will produce for you before the month is up? Now that we understand how the machine calculates by the power of 2, and you see how it calculated 256 people part-time in your business within a month, simply because each person, each generation of these people, starting with 2, are inputting 2, and those 2 are inputting 2, and those 2 are inputting 2 within a 72-hour time frame each, while the building contractor runs the machine. As the people introduce people to him on the phone by 22 words, they get appointments with him 100% of the time. That leads to one of 10 video conferences your building contractor does a day from anywhere in the world that has an internet connection. So here we see the math that the perpetual money making machine uses to calculate the numbers of people who bought their own perpetual money making machines, because they want that same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money, and they want 60 hours contributing to their income based on their 10 hours. Now, Bob said, Kelton, here is the difference between the 5% of the people who own 95% of the wealth created in the world and the 95% of people who own 5% of the wealth created in the world. Only 5% among 95% of people? Now, the way I did it, Kelton, is I found a way to help millions of people make up for a lot of lost time from the time they traded to the 9 to 5 in sales world, which is based on limited hours, which had been keeping their dream lifestyles contained. I said, Bob, that's why you're my favorite CEO. Thanks. Bob said, Kelton, think about this for a second. Our perpetual money making machine doesn't generate income by only addition, subtraction, or multiplication. See, we have a machine running on the information superhighway, not ourselves running on the motor vehicle highway. And our machine generates income by exponentiation. So, because of that high octane math, this machine produces high horsepower income at a $50,000 a week capacity times 52 weeks a year, which is $2.6 million. Are you excited to see how the gears work? I said, very excited, Bob. He said, okay. Welcome to the 2 and 72-hour club, where we do a different type of dance. It's called the 2x2 step. You know, employees and self-employed people, they just do the 2-step, which is 60 hours based on 10, and it's 10 of these to get in the club. Okay, that's 600 hours in 30 days. I said, I'm excited. He said, okay, let me explain how I became a billionaire by the math that created 1,000 millionaires for me. And I wrote up the blueprint called the Diamond Rush Guide. Now, remember, an investor wants to know 3 things about an investment, Kelton. Number 1, what is the return? Number 2, what is the requirement of time for the return? And number 3, What is what we're going to discuss now. How fast or what is the rate of the return, right? I said, right, Bob. He said, now this tree proves that whoever said money doesn't grow on trees never saw what I'm about to explain to you. Now, the rate that our perpetual money making machine generates income is to the left. 30 days in a month divided by 3 days per pay cycle means that's 10 72-hour time frames. Days 1, 2, and 3, all the way down to days 28, 29, and 30. Total time, 1 month, right? I said, right. He said, okay, the next column is the amount of people who purchase their perpetual money making machines. I said, okay. He said, now, during those time frames that they purchase their perpetual money making machines, let me show you how it's calculated. The first 72 hours, I, your building contractor, you, their building contractor, runs the machines that they bought from us. So we help them find two people from the ones they introduced to us by 22 words that get appointments with us 100% of the time, right? I said, right. Now, those second 72 hours, we do the same for those that purchase their money making machines. So that's two, they find two is four, plus the original two is six. That's 60 hours contributing to their income within the first 6 days already. Now, when that pattern of two that finds two, which you see in the red circle to the right, replicates itself 4 more times during days 10 through 12, days 16 through 18, days 22 through 24, and days 28 through 30, that totals a 30-day time frame, which means 2,046 sales made and $25,600 in income, totaling 600 hours. I said, wow, you have got to be kidding me. He said, well, let's back up 2 weeks. If you back up 2 weeks and you look at this money tree to the right, here you see your 10 hours at the top of the tree, beginning as a promoter introducing people to your building contractor by 22 words. They get appointments with him 100% of the time. Your building contractor now starts running the machine you bought during your 10 hours a week. Now, the pattern of two that want their 60 hours a week based on their 10 is complete when the building contractor finds their two, like he did for you. So, as you see in the red circle, your 60-hour team. In the first 2 weeks, the perpetual money making machine, based on that pattern, will generate 5 more 60-hour teams, which equals 300 hours by 30 part time promoters in only 2 weeks. So you see 20 hours on the first floor in the purple circles, 40 hours on the second floor in the blue circles, 80 hours on the third floor in the gold circles, and 160 hours on the fourth floor in the light blue circles. That's just 2 weeks. Now, let's calculate some money since you understand the pattern now. Now, before we do that, I want you to notice how much you're being paid gradually every 3 days. Same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money as these transactions occur. So notice that you said you wanted to be paid $200 every time someone personally bought it from you. So that's $400 that you made in your first 72 hours, but you're also going to be paid $50 because the second of these two people purchased the product. So you made $450 within 72 hours. And then if you stopped and didn't talk to anybody else, you would be paid $100 within the next 72 hours, $200 within the next 72 hours, $400 within the next 72 hours, $800 within the next 72 hours, $1,600 within the next 72 hours, $3,200 within the next 72 hours, $6,400 within the next 72 hours, 12,800 within the next 72 hours, and by the end of your 30 days, based on two people that decided to find two people so this could happen for them, you, as the network originator, connected to a building contractor, you would have $25,600 same day pay contributed to your income. Good luck sleeping tonight. Now, I flipped up this monthly chart and drew it up. Don't get excited about my math. I'll teach you how to do it one day. We're talking about explosive growth. This can happen within 72 hours, or you can have average growth. Maybe you just want it to happen once a week. Maybe you're not willing to put in 10 hours. Maybe you only want to put in 5. But if you put in 10, which is about 4 or 5 20-minute time frames throughout a 24-hour period, if you can't do that, then we need to take our time management 101 class, don't we? We need to compartmentalize our time, meaning you worry when it's time to worry, you eat when it's time to eat, you take care of your kids when it's time to take care of your kids, and you introduce people to the person running your perpetual money-making machine. Or would you rather let it sit in the garage unassembled? I don't think that you want to buy an unassembled machine, do you? So I flipped the hours upside down and I put the 60-hour teams in green boxes and circles so you can see how we get to $25,000 based on 2 to the power of 10 3-day time frames. So for every combined pair of one buyer produced from your left team, starting from the first green circle on your left and the first green circle on your right team, you earn $50 same day pay. When either one of those two transactions happens, well, when 1 plus 1. So when the second of those two transactions happen, how about that? Thank you. 1 minute from the time that second buyer on either side does that to unlimited levels up to $50,000 a week. So what we see here is you as the red circle of 10 hours work from the bottom, and the 6 people within a week or 2 3-day time frames, 72-hour time frames, that do the same as you in their 10 hours in the green box. So if you count the green boxes with circles in them, and the green circles that represent 6 circles each, I couldn't draw boxes, that's 10 teams of 60 hours each for a total of 600 hours. That's what 25,000 in income within 30 days looks like. All because of 2 people that find 2 people connected digitally, globally, and virtually by a product called Zoom. You saw the numbers on the slides that I showed you before, right? Now let's talk about the third way we get paid. Now, Billionaire Bob lives a very large and huge lifestyle, as I showed you, and he's family oriented. So he created this part of the same day play. Try to say that 3 times fast. Same day play, same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money plan so that we can have a fatter bank account instead of skinny wallet disease, as he calls it. When he first said that, I said, Bob, what does that mean? So here's simply how it works. For every person you introduce to your network building contractor, for most of you, it will be me or someone I've trained. You're going to earn 10% of the team commissions Bob pays them. So you already saw what you're going to be paid on team commissions, but you're going to be paid 10% of the team commissions paid to the people that you personally introduced to me, not someone that is introduced to me by a person in your group. This is the behavior that creates more business, more distribution of video email. So Bob wants to pay you to keep introducing people to me personally. And let's face it, people quit, which means the machine bogs down when people quit. Now, why people quit is not our job, but people do. So he pays you this way so that you will continue to talk to people and introduce people to me. They're already part of your team. So Bob is going to pay you for the team that they build. And on top of that, you're going to earn another 10% of the team commission Bob pays their personally sponsored promoters. So, for example, if you sponsored John and his team commissions for the week were $500, and John sponsored Sue and her team commissions were an extra $1,000, you would earn $50 from John and $100 from Sue. That's a total of $150 in mega matching bonuses. And there's no limit to the amount of those that you can personally sponsor. You're not limited to that. You don't have to just find 2. You might want to find 10, because if you find 10, imagine 10 times 150. You might want to sponsor 20. You might want to sponsor 40. You might want to sponsor 100. You might love this business and talk about it every chance you get. Because what's more exciting than talking about same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money and only needing 22 words to get somebody to be introduced to somebody to explain it for you? It's called psychology, the psychology of money. One of my good friends in this business who is a multimillionaire, this is what he says that I love. Money gives you energy. Can you get excited? So let's take a look at this. Speaking of getting excited, mega matching bonuses paid on team commissions. My God. Now I want you to think of this diagram as a Christmas tree, and the ornaments on it are promoters. Now remember, the pattern to get 60 hours on 10 is a promoter that finds 2. That finds 2. Now, when a promoter finds 2, he's called a team builder. And when the machine helps those 2 find 2, that promoter is called a team leader. Team builder to team leader. Replicate it over and over again. Okay? This is called a pattern. And I'll educate you on patterns during our Diamond Rush Guide training. Now, the portion of the same day pay in 1 minute plan pays you, plan pays plan, on what the pattern of 2 that find 2 produces in team commissions that the promoter, now called a team leader, is paid for the week. This also means the pattern of behavior pays you 6 ways for creating the distribution of video email around the world. Watch how this happens. The machine is going to reward you for every combination of ornaments that the machine creates from the left team of the tree connected to the right team of the tree. Teams within teams, companies within a company, agencies within agencies, video email distribution of content from all these different content creators, business people, dominating email inboxes with amazing content from these people. Now, let's split this tree in half. Left team, right team. Now, after 2 weeks, which is what this diagram shows, or your 4th 72-hour time frame of your organization, 1, 2, 3, 4, As the floors of your same day pay $50,000 a week skyscraper is being built, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Your purple circle team on the left has a team of 14 blue, gold, and light blue promoters. 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's like 15. Okay. And so does your purple team on the right, 15. So that's a total of 30. So you will be paid 10% of the team commission paid to those two purple circles. 10% of those 15 people after 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Now it's time to be paid on the weekly team commissions paid to the promoters on your second floor, the blue circles. So you have the entire team, but you have this purple circles team right here, right? Now you have the entire team of these blue circles teams, these 4 red circles, 10%. So that's 10% on this team, 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 and 10% on that team. Wow. So that means you're being paid 10% of the team commissions paid on the 6 big ornaments on your tree. 6 additional ways to get paid from your entire tree. Tell your dreams to wake up, which means good luck sleeping tonight. The fourth way we get paid, oh my God, get excited about this one. Let me start with a question. Do companies still pay people bonuses when they get promoted? Do companies still promote people? Last time I checked, they were firing people. Okay. Now, if you could earn almost 12,000 in bonuses for advancing up the ranks by people determined to push you up and your building contractor determined to pull you up, how fast would you want to be promoted up? So that you can earn a total of about $12,000 on top of what you got paid on the first 3 ways. An initial purchase from you, $2 each from personally sponsored promoters. The entire tree produced by the 2 and 72 Club. And the large, huge bonuses paid on the pattern of 2 personal and their 2 personal sales. Team builder to team leader. Well, let's take a look at it. Now, by the time you have reached 5-star, you've already earned about $2,500 from the tree. Okay. But when you reach the rank of 3-star, which is 50 transactions left and 50 transactions right, you're going to get paid $500. That happens at day 13 through 15, right? Because you already got 62. So you passed 50. Welcome to 3-star. You're going to get a pin mailed to you, but don't worry about that pin right there. You're not going to need it. Okay? Because within the next 3-day time frame, you're going to get promoted to diamond. Welcome to the diamond rush. You achieved the diamond rush. And you're going to get another bonus of $1,000. What could another $1,000 do for your bills? Could probably pay a mortgage or a car note and the insurance, huh? Within 16 to 18 days. But here's where it gets real fun and exciting. Double Diamond is the next promotion, $2,000, 150 transactions. But look at when that happens. Day 19 through 21, 3 weeks in. But guess what else happens? You have 200 transactions to get this pin and this promotion, which is Triple Diamond, because that happened within that 3-day time frame as well. But then you're going to get another $5,000 because this happened. during the days 19 through 21, 254. So within 3 weeks, that's $11,500 within a 3 week time frame. Can you get excited about that? Because Talk Fusion rewards you for your personal achievements. The perpetual money making machine that you bought produces this one-time bonus that is paid when you reach these ranks the first time. But I want you to notice something. You're at 250. There is a rank that is not even seen on this chart, and that is the fifth way we get paid, which is called Blue Diamond. 250 transactions left and right, which is a revenue sharing bonus pool earned by qualified Blue Diamonds who will share in 1% of the total sales volume produced by the entire machine worldwide. So we got one machine, but many machines within that machine. Get excited and good luck sleeping tonight. Now, Kelton Alexander knows a little bit about building machines, but because when Barbara Talley introduced Talk Fusion to him in 2012, he started building his perpetual money-making machine 13 years ago. And he had 118 people on his team at this point and 103 people at this point. I don't know what date that was. But here's Kelton Alexander, and he found his two. Okay. And what happened was Kelton did the same thing when he launched his company. He called Glenn, he called Darlene, he called Lisa, he called Melanie. So once he found his two, then what he did was they found their two, which you can't see on the tree at the time, because Kelton built it just like he's building it now, and those two found their two, etc. So I know how to build trees. So as we close this out, to hesitate means to pause before doing something because of nervousness or uncertainty. Well, like Bob said, dogs lie, rugs lie, men and women lie, but numbers never lie. So don't blink. Ben Franklin said, "You may delay, but time will not. We are launching soon. How many people do you want contributing to your income within the next 3 weeks?" All you need to do is fill in your application. Okay. So that being said, on that application, you will see that there are 3 packages to choose from. 93 octane is right here. 89 octane is right here. 87 octane is right here. In other words, do you want this to happen in 21 days? Do you want this to happen in 42 days? Or do you want this to happen in 3 months? The choice is yours. See, because of these numbers, 100 points, 200 points, 400 points. So it's just like any investment. The more you get in, the more you get out. Or should I say, the more you put in, the more you put out. It's sort of like when you go to Las Vegas and you can play the penny slots. You can pay the quarter slots. Or you can play the dollar slots. I think they even got $5 slots, don't they? Now, the difference is the amount of product that you get. Storage, private label, contacts, 10, 5, 2. Recording time, amount of commercials, 5, 10. Custom video email templates valued at $3,600 a piece, 10, 3, 1. And all of them come with the same amount of templates. So it's still a $500,000 value either package, because 500 of these, $500 at 1,000 of these, you do the math. Think as an investor. Now, here's another thing I want you to think about. When we launched the company, notice, first of all, people are going to do what you did. They're going to ask you, well, what package did you choose? If you told them you chose this, they will probably do that. You told them you chose this, even if they can't afford to do that in their mind, the average will get this one. Because if you give people three choices, they're going to take the middle. That's just the psychology of alternative of choice. However, if you think like an investor and you say, okay, I'm going to put $700 in, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to get it back immediately, because when I make $200 from my first two people, that's 400 plus 50 when the second of those two get it in a team commission. So that's $450. And when they find their two each, that's going to be $100. When they find their two each, that's going to be $200. When they find their two each, it's going to be $400. So we're talking about within the first 72 hours, this, 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 this. So this is within the first 72 hours that we launched the company, at least, because all these applications are going to go in at the same time, because I put the time in over the last 3 weeks. I've invested. If you think your pocketbook, you're thinking incorrectly. Minho, the top earner of our company, who earned $18 million, was broke when the opportunity came his way. But because he saw the vision, he sold his flat screen TV off the wall. Price is only an issue in the absence of what? Value. This is not a $700 product. This is a $571,000 product for only $700. This is not a $350 product. This is a $571,000 product for only $350. This is not $175 coming out of my bank account. This is a $571,000 value that I get a chance to get involved with for only $175. You see your mindset? Let me educate you about something else regarding mindset. There's two words that will destroy your financial life. I can't. But there are three words that will enhance your financial life, which is how can I? You see the difference? So timing is everything, right? When a person submits their application today, the following applications will be making money for them. But if they wait, hesitate, debate, procrastinate, getting two people, guess what? You will be making money for those people who have simplified this process to 22 words to get appointments with me 100% of the time. How do you get people to talk to me? Well, there are 6 words. I was. What were you doing when you found out about this? And then you heard the words same day pay, in 1 minute, with immediate access to the money. Now, see, these words got to roll off your tongue like sweet music. Your favorite song is same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money. Same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money. Same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money. I could not believe it. So now Guess who I'm talking to? You. I can give you a complete presentation, but it would take an entire minute. Hold on a second. And I'm on the phone waiting already. Kelton, meet Emmeline. Emmeline, meet Kelton. Put your phone on mute and go get you some coffee and just listen to the conversation. That's how the perpetual money making machine works. Do not throw sand in the gears of this machine and try to talk about technology, business, video, email. Nobody woke up this morning wanting none of that. They don't even know it exists. Less than 5% of the population over the past 18 years has even heard of our company or our product. So that's a moot point. But everybody can relate to same day pay in 1 minute with immediate access to the money. A 12-year-old can understand that. Do not complicate your opportunity. So once you turn in an application, it's time to meet the top earners of the company, my friends and my building contractors. Min and Julie Ho out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We will get on a phone call with them. And some of you, under the sound of my voice, have already talked to one of the most humble people you will ever meet. This is why I decided to do business with him. I could have connected with a shark. I could have connected with somebody that comes in guns blazing, but I needed someone who was the opposite of me because I'm a shark. Okay. You can probably tell, huh? But Min is peaceful. Min is humble. Min is Vietnamese and his wife is white. They're the sweetest people. But you know why they're rich? Because they're coachable. To Bob Rayner. They're teachable from Bob Rayner. They're obedient to Bob Rayner. They're calm, obedient, outstanding income earners, and loving people. In the Hidden Pioneers, we call that cool. Just be cool. Calm, outstanding, obedient, and loving. So, on behalf of my friend and billionaire Bob Rayner, founder of Talk Fusion, he's relaunched the company for you. And if he were here today, he'd probably say, bring us your dreams and we'll help you do the rest. Stop letting people drive your dream car, live in your dream house. I released this company again for you. Bring us your dreams and we'll help you do the rest. Like we always say at this time, I'll see at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And like we always do at this time, for the cooperative, connected agency of unfinished ambition, phenomenal people, swoosh. And I'm out. Bye for now.